Hey, what's up guys? Derek here coming at you with another Devil May Cry 5 video. This one was a requested video for some advice on the triple Fury fight in the Bloody Palace. Yes, the infamous stage 70. So this level is without a doubt one of the most annoying throughout the entire Bloody Palace, and it's a pretty unique challenge. So let's break it down and talk about some of the strategies for each character on how we can absolutely crush this fight. Starting off with Nero, who's easily the most strategic of the three characters, because this fight can be really easy or be really hard, depending on what breakers you have in your arsenal. You don't need much though. A single Mega Buster and one Ragtime will make your life 1,000 times easier, and if you can afford it, Gerbera is definitely good to have in your corner as well, and if you get all that, you're in great shape. So ideally, what you want to do is set yourself up for this fight and some of the more challenging fights later on in Bloody Palace, like some of the boss fights and some of the later missions in the 90s, by grabbing a Gerbera, Mega Buster, and Ragtime arm first. And then you'll have these throughout your entire Bloody Palace run, and every subsequent 10 levels where you have the opportunity to restock your breakers, you want to make sure that you're grabbing at least one more Mega Buster and one more Ragtime every single time. This way, even if you're down to your last 3 breakers, you'll have all the power you need to crush this level once and for all. Now before I get into my strategy for Nero, I just wanted to do a quick refresher on how I fight Furies from the Fury guide that I posted a little bit earlier. The trick with this fight is that you want to knock them down so that you can guarantee a Buster. But the problem is that you can't use a move like Streak, because what's going to happen is they're going to get knocked down and then they can escape your combo. The follow-up Buster is not guaranteed. But if you use the Breaker Knuckle technique to stop them from being knocked away, it knocks them down, they're flat on the floor, then you can do a really quick combo, short and sweet, into Buster for big damage. Now as for the strategy itself, what I found most effective is to ambush the very first Fury and hit them with that same combo I just showed you. And now as he recovers, you want to pop Ragtime's ultimate move to slow down time and stay focused and hunt down that same Fury to finish him off while simultaneously charging the Mega Buster. And with the first Fury down, target the second one, whether you still have Ragtime's slow world or if you have to wait a little bit for an opportunity. You want to knock this one down and then you're home free. Mega Buster will kill in a single hit, and then it's one-on-one. And even if you mess up and let's say you lose your Gerbera arm, you can still parry the Fury's attacks with a well-timed aerial rave, so it's safe to say you're all in the clear. Now, you might think it's easier to hit the very first Fury with the Mega Buster and then use Ragtime's stop time to fight the other two. Well, I initially thought that too, but then this happened. Welp, those Ragtimes are fragile. Alright, next up is Dante. Now, compared to Nero, this is a walk in the park. You should, and I stress you should, have a full Sin Devil Trigger Gauge going into this fight. And if so, you pop SDT and then you do Sin Devil Trigger things? Yeah, you get the idea. Now you won't always kill all of them with a single transformation, but you should get at least 2 of them, and then you just need to mop up the last one. Now in the off chance you don't have Sin Devil Trigger, first off, shut the game off and go play something else. Yeah. No, honestly, don't worry. Just put on a hat. Yep. Red Hot Knight should kill at least one of the Furies and deal pretty decent damage to the other 2, and all that's left is a quick mop up. And finally, V. So same with Dante, hopefully your Devil Trigger bar is totally full because Nightmare is a monumental asset in this fight. Yeah, pun intended. Aside from that though, stick to the edges of the map with the camera pointed away from the Furies. This will make it a lot harder for them to engage and actually attack you. A lot of the times they'll just focus on Griffin and Shadow, leaving you kind of free to roam around and stay relatively safe throughout most of the fight. And also be sure to use lots of Hedgehog with Shadow and you should be gravy. Just as an example, let's contrast the strategy of staying in a corner versus just running around in the open map. You can see it's a lot more dangerous for V because the Furies are much more likely to attack and target you as opposed to your familiars, and overall there's just a much less control, so it's much more dangerous as opposed to just staying in the corner and using that strategy. Okay, and finally, since we know this fight is coming up on level 70, set yourself up for success on the levels preceding it. Floor 69, for example, only has a single Chaos and 2 green Impusa, which should give you some health if you're not at maximum. And if you don't have it already, your goal should be to build as much DT bar as you possibly can so that you're all set for the next level. Alright, and that is it for me and this video. Are there any other floors in the Bloody Palace that are giving you trouble? If so, let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to cover it in a future video. As always, I hope you found that helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.